I'm excited to continue using Plantiga because it's going to help with my load management, my asymmetry, my stride, my balance, you name it. It's just going to continue to help me prepare at a high level, so when I go into competition, I'm going to be ready.
Our driving vision was that the way somebody moves, the way a human being walks, runs, changes direction, tells a story about their health, about who they are, their pain, their performance. So we always knew that if we could develop instrumented footwear or sensor insoles, smart footwear that could read and monitor a human being, that those applications would be far-reaching.
I was super fortunate to get this call from Quinn Sandler, CEO of Plantiga, out of the blue, asking me about my interest potentially in helping them develop an insole that could potentially measure asymmetries. And I get these calls all the time from companies that are looking for help and ideas and pitching things, but I was very, very intrigued because I know the future for this space. The future is going to be a wearable, and it's going to be a company that can blend the technology with the data insights and capture this in complex movements, not just in some of the sports that I work with like skiing, but in normal activities of daily living, military populations. That's going to be the future where we'll see ourselves in the next 5 or 10 years. And I was instantly hooked and wanting to be a part of the company.
So we take a lot of pride in doing as much as we can in-house, and really we build a solution that is end-to-end. So we design, we develop, we prototype, we manufacture all of our hardware under this roof. We not only manufacture and develop the hardware, but we do all of the testing and validation here in our own internal biomechanics lab, which we've set up. On top of that, we do all the algorithm development, all the data visualizations, all of the data science. We service our customers. So really, from the design and development through to the manufacturing, through to the building, testing, validation, we really have an end-to-end solution that not only do we control, but that also allows us to control the quality from beginning to end.
I was really surprised when I started looking at the data and just in terms of the quality and what we were getting and how we could see these minute changes in the way a person's walk depending on various conditions and what they were doing. Putting the sensors underneath the foot is a huge advantage for Plantiga. Anywhere else on the body, you're not getting as much information or it's too noisy. So our sensors are more like MRI machines, where they can really look into the way that you move, rather than a force plate, which is just a single number and a snapshot in time. We're continuously monitoring the human body and your health.
What's really amazing about instrumenting out an insole is, number one, the placement of that sensor becomes controlled. Number two, because it's at the foot, there are unique things that we can identify in terms of how the foot hits the ground that we can't identify with an electrode placed anywhere else on the body. When the foot hits the ground, it literally, even in running and walking, there's a point in time where there is no more speed of that foot. We can detect that with an accelerometer at the foot. We can see left versus right, how hard the foot is hitting the ground in terms of the acceleration. We can measure the position of the foot. And foot biomechanics and understanding those nuances of human movement has never been done. It's never been done by any other company, and it's truly groundbreaking to be able to have this type of sensor, an inertial measurement unit that can look at positions in 3-axis, acceleration in 3-axis, and combine this for probably the most detailed biomechanical assessment we can get in terms of a wearable. That's the real challenge right now in biomechanics and in sports science, is being able to instrument the individual so that we can get the lab grade insights, but actually from the complex and real world environment in which they engage all the time. And it's the blind spot. The blind spot is that we take this athlete, could be a multi-million-dollar athlete, a multi-million-dollar soldier, we stick them out into the place where it matters most, and we have no way of knowing how they are functioning and performing and adapting to the stressors that are in those environments. And currently that's, I think, where where the body of knowledge needs to go is to better bridge that gap and to make sure that we can find ways to unobtrusively measure those individuals and assess those individuals, monitor them as they engage in their normal areas. Data quality is probably the most important thing that should concern anybody in an environment where they're trying to capture insights from players on the field of play. Data quality is what gives you confidence, it gives you trust, it gives you that extra layer of knowing and being able to detect those small changes that really matter. Plantiga has gone to extraordinary lengths to make sure that the products that they have are high fidelity, calibrated, checked in-house, every single pair, to make sure that they're of the highest quality, to make sure that the data that's coming in is truly of the level it needs to be for a high-performance sport organization to make high-performance decisions. You can't have a high-performance sport organization or a professional team who needs to make high-performance decisions with an average piece of equipment. You need the equipment to match the level of the environment you're in. And that's what Plantiga has aimed to do. That's why the first stop is on high-performance organizations, appealing to NFL teams, NBA teams, Major League Baseball, high-performance military organizations, because this is truly the pinnacle of human performance. And we want to solve their problems first, because if we can get that problem solved, it's going to be a game changer for everybody else.
What's been really exciting to see is that what we are doing, they have never seen before. So, as an example, we talked to the man in charge of the physical training for the entire 1.2 million man army. And what we get a sense of is, right now they don't track the biomechanics, the motion of their soldiers, but they know they have to in some capacity. So when they look at us and they talk to us, they see us as being that potential solution for them. And again, back to injuries, these things cost them a phenomenal amount of time and money and resources. So they look at us as being able to solve a serious gap for them. And the same thing applies to elite sport teams, where they've never seen somebody like us. So we are a novel solution and a new mode of being able to capture the way that their athletes or soldiers move. So the response has been great.
The future is taking a lab-grade system and being able to put it on the human body, and then to use it in a way that we are constantly evaluating the person over time, so that we can be proactive, so that we can flag when somebody's outside of their norm, so that we can flag when something is changed on the left side compared to the right, so that we can fend off the looming injury, so that we can make an adjustment to training, so that we can identify the patterns that matter. That's the future. And that is going to happen one way or another. That is going to be the future of our society. And one way or another, someone is going to step in and fill that space. And currently, Plantiga is the system that not only has the quality of the sensor built in-house, developed by a small team of very passionate and caring individuals who are making sure that quality control is at the top of the list. Not only do we have that, but most importantly, we're building that background infrastructure. The ability to take that data and to transform it and to make it come alive towards developing the insights that are going to matter for the future.
In 10 years, we want to be in millions of pairs of shoes all over the world. We want to be the backbone from a hardware and analytics standpoint, and even probably more so at some point, even just the analytics of it. But we want to be this backbone where we are monitoring millions of human beings, and we are taking that data, we are baselining, building movement signatures, understanding when those signatures change, whether we're tracking their disease or we're quantifying their rehab, but we are an instrumental part of their health. That's where we want to be in 10 years.